Hello everyone and welcome to Call It Crits. It's been a 2-week break, but we are back for more Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons. And I want to move this to podcast and I can't even speak. Dungeons and Dragons shenanigans. So we're going to start off with a quick where last we left off, and then we'll jump straight into we'll jump into the action of the day. So, well, last we left off, the party started heading their way from Ashen Oak on a mission for Yarn to find or to prove or disprove, or whatever Yarn wants to do, is his research into something called the Illusionality Stone, which is fabled to have the ability to create any illusion into a reality using magic from the Illusion School. On their way, the party re-entered the kingdom and had to fight off dryads. Hey, I got it right this time. I remembered. Had to fight dryads and other creatures, Koreds, I believe they were, which had been sent to basically, sent by the Vicious Whisper, who is the leader of the Gaia Moran at the moment, much to their dismay, which is why Yul came to visit them. One of the other members of the Gaia Moran came to visit you guys, the party, in a bid to help to destroy Arian, or kill, as he said, because he's become too much out of control and is just, is on a bit of a rampage, let's be honest. So you made your way after Yul's conversation. You said, "Well, yeah, we'll be there if you need us." And then you went and you visited Kai Somerlet, the cartographer, who lives as the head noble of the town of Westera, which is just on the west end, on the western border of the Kingdom of Anera. There you got some vital information regarding something called the Footsteps of the Gardeners, or the Trail of the Tenders, whatever you want to call it, which leads from Westera, or from a mountain range just west of Westera, and heads northwards towards the Knockabacka Mountains. Each of these footsteps is essentially is like an oasis. It's like a lake. It's actually a place where lots of the tribes actually set up home. Lots of the tribes that still live within Anera, under sort of Aneran law, but they still have their homes within these oases, as the plural is. Whilst you were there, the city, or the town, was under attack. It came under attack by this giant walking rock creature, which tried to pull the tower down. You managed to fight it off and actually destroy this creature, which was no small feat, by the way, guys. That was a big thing. And then you had to sort of fight off this rock rider, who, after you managed to sort of down him, you were then stopped by Yul, who basically told you that this guy was actually someone that was one of his friends, a man named Seraphis Rockrider, who was also being mind controlled by Herium to do his bidding. You were all prepared to sort of like defend the town after that. The Treants were still advancing upon the town, but then a message came from the kingdom, signed by a T. Mormakar, who, Yarn, you recognise the name as a man named Tyrion Mormakar, who was the right hand of the king. The letter had basically said to let Westera fall. So that was kind of where we ended things. It's kind of like a somber moment as things begin to sort of sink in for Kai, who sort of stood there, who's kind of like this letter in his hand, and then suddenly a look of determination comes upon his face, and it's just like, I'm not letting the town fall. This not the end for Westera. I will do what I must, but no, we're not going to just subside to this. There is such thing as diplomacy, And he folds up the letter. In fact, he goes to fold up the letter and then takes it and then crumples it in his hands, and then you just see a puff of smoke as it just vanishes and it's gone in like it turns to ash and just falls to the ground. He then turns and you see around you there's some of the soldiers and sort of the town's guard who are within the area that are sort of gathering themselves up because all the fighting in this area has stopped. It's just more around the town. He starts barking orders at them, bringing some of them over, saying some, giving them some advice. You can hear him talking about some of the more fortified areas of the town and tell them to get people there and gather up all the other guards and gather everyone we've got, and we'll try and get everyone to one place. And we will fight them on our terms and our ground. He turns to you guys and he just says, "You're more than welcome to stay and help us in this situation, but it looks like you've got some more pressing matters to deal with. That dwarf seemed like he's very intense, isn't he? If these giant walking rock creatures, what did you say they were called again, Jan?"
Thanks, Phil. Thanks. I forgot to mention that I'm in a different room, so I've not got the computer on today with all my.
Oh, fair enough.
Give me a second.
I can't remember what they're called. What did I have them? Oh wait, hang on a second. I've got them on my notes on my iPad. This is the only problem when you have notes all over the place. I need to try and keep all my notes in one place. There we are. The Ogre Mocks.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like Ogre Moth.
The Ogre Mocks.
I was imagining there's giant moths, and then I realised what it was.
Mock. Ogre Mock.
Thank you.
If there are more of these Ogre Mocks that could be incoming, and that dwarf person seems to know where they're coming from, it might be worth investigating, see if you can stop them at the source. We'll hold down the fort here. You go do that. That's probably the best thing you can do to help us, honestly.
Okay, but...
We sleep first.
Oh, I was just
if you're going to get you're not going to get a calm night's sleep here. The best thing you're going to have to do is get out.
It's fine, I don't need to sleep.
Yes, but Grinks looks as if we poke him too hard, he's going to die.
We've got the caravan. He can rest in there.
Okay.
He turns and says,
already got drunk. I'm getting smashed in the caravan and gonna sleep.
Okay, well don't actually get smashed, because last time you said you were on 1 hit point, so if you smash yourself too hard, you're gonna die.
I'm just going to pop off. Alcohol poisoning.
He died as he lived, just drunk.
Just got to pop off for 2 minutes, my daughter's crying.
Okay, no problem.
Right.
He turns to one of the guards who's just by his side. He says, Afrain, I want you to show them, take them out the back exits through the back gate of the town. It's a weak point, but I don't think that they're going to be coming in. Most of them are coming through the north. And just make sure they get out safe. You're going to have to navigate your way around the east side of the town, if that's okay with you guys. It's probably the safest way. The way from the information that I've got from the town's guard is that most of them are coming from the north and the west. If you leave through the south, head around the east side, and then join the trail of the tenders from there. Don't worry about us. The king's going to be hearing about this from me as soon as we've fought off this advancement. But if you're going to do anything for me, find out what's happening at the oases. Okay?
Okay. Right. Let's I mean, we should probably get a move on while we can. Lynx, do you want to ride in the car and look after Grinks? I think he's gonna need some protecting.
Sure. Yeah. He'll be fine. I'll rest in there as well with him. I'll look after him.
Okay. Thanks. Go.
Right. Afrain just kind of says, "Get your caravan and let's go. I'll take you down to the south exit, just like Master Samuel had said, and we can get you out of here. I'm taking some of the other civilians out that way as well. Some of the ones that some of the older and older women and the children. So if you head with me, we can join that caravan and we can go quickly.
I'm assuming that Grinks hasn't wandered too far away to get a drink.
He's in the caravan.
Does anyone have any objections, or shall we?
Well, there'll be time for objections later. Let's go.
In that case, no.
Okay. So your dire horses are hitched up, and your caravan gets moving. Afrain takes you out through the south exits of the inner circle, and you join what appears to be a crowd of people who are all sort of like coming from different streets through this town. It's actually quite a quiet atmosphere here, although you can hear the distant sound of like rumbles of things that have been obviously crashing into the ground and buildings being crumbled and destroyed. But it seems quite far from the distance, and you are moving further and further away from that commotion. You do hear a lot of worried people in this crowd. You've got quite a lot of the younger generation and the older generation, and anyone that is able-bodied has been sort of like taken and given weapons and to fight what's actually been what's attacking this town. You see, as your caravan's going along, you see a grandma. She's obviously carrying her grandchildren, one on her shoulder. Was quite small, probably about 2 or 3, and another one probably less than 1 year old, just like walking along, trying to keep up. No bags or anything, just trying to keep up with everyone else. And she seems to be getting pushed from side to side as she's moving along, and the child on her shoulders is just weeping. You see one of the guards approach and just kind of help her up and say, "Come on, we've got to keep moving." And sort of like and keeps on going. More people join from all streets into this like one street that's kind of going further and further down through the town until eventually it gets to the south gate, which is open wide, and you've got sort of people sort of ushering people through, sort of the guards that are ushering people through, and there's several other caravans and carts and things which are all hitched up to horses. Some are hitched up to goats, and they're just putting things on just people, no possessions, and they're just evacuating as many people as they can so that there's a little loss of life as possible. You guys exit through this gate as well, and yeah, you're kind of out into the open at the moment, so as you see lots of people sort of running around and just getting onto carts wherever they can. What would you like to do?
We will, I guess, travel out of the town through the south gates and head east. Okay.
So, as you travel eastwards, you travel south for a short time, and southwards leads you. I actually have my map now. Haha, easily accessible. Southwards, which leads you into sort of like the Rocky Mountainous area, it's quite. The mountains are quite high, and you're led through like a rocky valley. Where it gets quite quiet, and there's a slight rainfall that begins to sort of like come in and drizzle through the mountain, and a lot of people just getting wet. And you're sort of still traveling, not with like a caravan. It's more like lots of people just sort of going in one direction, probably heading towards the next town from here, which is probably Sharnwick, which is quite a long way at this point. But you travel south for a little while until eventually you find almost like a fork in the roads. Everyone, the civilians of Westera are heading further south and they'll probably head off a different direction at another point. But you've got the opportunity now to head. It's in a northern direction, but around the east side of where Westera was.
Okay. Just a quick question before we go anywhere. What time of day is it?
It's the time of day. God, it's getting on to early evening, so
It's quite late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe we don't want to travel too far north and end up near a battlefield before we camp. So, should we camp at the crossroads?
Do we know exactly where we're going?
So what you've been told, actually, you'll have, Jan, the maps that were given to you by Kai. So you've got copies of these maps that you've been studying and that you took before all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a fair idea of which way you're going. So you've been travelling southwards for a while. Let me see if I can pull the map up on here, actually. It's not the new map, but... oh, wait, you can't see it on the stream. So you travel southwards until you reach the river. So I don't know if you can see West Arrow on any of your maps that you've got, or if any of you've got the map, so you can see it on Discord.
Now. I'm confused as to why we're going south, but I'm hoping that as soon as I look at a map, I'll know what's going on.
Well, you have to go south in order to get around the battle, because the battle's happening on the east and north side of West Arrow.
Where's the map with all the oases on, or is that?
Okay, I put that in the maps tab, I believe.
Yeah. Oh.
So if you go to the maps tab, and it's the last map that's on there. If you
the one that says DLC.
Yes, yeah. So you are traveling. You've travelled south and west area through the mountains, and you've got to the river that's trickling down. That's about where everyone else is cutting off. They're going to be heading eastwards towards Sharnwick. However, you'll need to start heading eastwards, but then north towards the footsteps of the gardener. That's entirely.
I guess here would be a good place, because then if anyone, like, there's enough people around so that something shouldn't attack. But then if something does attack, we're there to help people who.
I think everyone else is carrying on.
Well, yeah,
I'm assuming there's there's a lot of them. They're going to be continuously passing us, right?
I suppose.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they will be continuously passing you. Yes. So yeah, you can always camp here. It's at a point where there's where you've got. Sorry, I'm just uploading the new.
Extreme close up on the map there.
Yeah, sorry, I do apologise. Transform it, put it into fit to screen. There we go. So if I just take that one off, there we go. So you can see that one there. So yeah, you've still got people passing. You've got a point where you're near the river. So you can see there's sort of like it's trickling down through the mountains and through, like, there's a slight waterfall. It's not like a big waterfall, but it's sort of coming down and joins onto the river, which sort of goes through the canyons. It'll be a decent place to set up camp. There's a little bridge that sort of goes over, and that's where most of them are sort of cutting off, and they'll be heading towards Sharnwick from here. Probably with a destination of either Dune Watch or the further into the kingdom. Dune Watch is quite a fortified city, so it's probably where they'll end up eventually.
Okay. Yeah. Ayla, Jan, Glinx is out. What do you think? Camp here?
It looks as good a place as any. Are any of us familiar with this area? When he was been here before, are there any common things to look out for?
I came sort of this way, not this far south, but when I met up with, when this all started, I kind of came this way. It was a bit further north, though.
You'll have passed through West Area. You might have taken this isn't the main road, so you'll have probably taken the north road, which. Yeah. Taking you through Tysondale and probably further on around that. So, yeah, you won't have taken this road because you weren't going as far. You weren't going to Sharnwick. You were heading further north from here. So, Yeah, so you won't have taken this road, so you won't be too familiar with this. It's just, it's a lot of natural sort of creeks and rock formations from the mountains, really, from the Emerald Peaks, which is sort of like the mountains that you're in at the moment. Sort of like the foot of the Emerald Peaks. That's where you are at the moment.
I mean, normally I'd say there's not a lot to be worried about around here, but past couple of days have shown that not to be true. So I guess we'll do an early camp and then hide inside the caravan.
Should we spend half an hour just patrolling the area first to see make sure everything is safe?
Good idea.
Okay.
Phil, yeah, looking for dangerous animal tracks, signs of passers-by or foreboding troop, like enemies.
Okay. I better get my dice, hadn't I? Be a good idea. This is how prepared I am for today. Right, so, okay, so we'll say that you stop with this area.
Oh,
You sort of like,
that's
yeah, you stop in this area. You sort of like you see from the area that you're in, you're sort of on a flat rock, which sort of like sits just overlooking a creek that goes that follows the river, and there's a waterfall not too far from where you are. Not a very big one, but one that does have one of those like caves that goes behind it, so that you can actually, it's quite well hidden behind there. Would anyone like to investigate the cave that's behind there?
Oh. Yes.
Well, we can't not if you word it like that, Phil. Can we?
Is it on the?
I'd always
going.
want to, So we'll say that Ayla, whilst you're investigating, cave danger, why not go and have a check? So give me an investigation roll.
Oh, okay. 17. Hang on, let me just see what my
I also got a 17,
18's
but
got.
17
with bonuses.
with bonuses.
Yeah.
So what did you
That's
get,
okay.
Sal?
17.
Oh, 17 total. Oh, right, I see.
17 total, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. What did Ayla get?
17, but I'm just opening up my character sheet. I thought I'd already got it open, but I've just got to find it. Here we go. Just opening it now. It's just Hamster of Doom's Hamster Wheel of Doom.
Oh, yeah, the Hamster Wheel of Doom.
It's just loading. Yeah, investigation is +1, 18.
18. Wait. So between the two of you, that's too calm. Between the two of you, you sort of like tiptoe into this cave, where the waterfall is sort of like rushing down. It's no more than 15 feet high. This waterfall. It's not massive. It's just kind of coming down from the rocks above you, and it's sort of like dripping inside this cave. You both sort of creep into this cave. The sound of the rushing water sort of deafens you from a lot that's going on, and you kind of look around, and as you sort of step in, you both notice, because you both got a fairly similar roll, you both notice as you sort of look up towards the ceiling, there's sort of like a drop of something just kind of hits the ground.
Nope. Nope.
Are you leaving the cave?
I mean, how sad would it be
Shall
if
we-
I just left the cave after a drop of something fell off the ceiling? But probably.
It's almost like
can
a
I
brown, almost like a brown drop of something hit the
hang
floor.
on. What shade of brown?
Dark shade of
Is it-
brown.
Would you say ochre?
Ochre? Is this
He
like
doesn't know what that is.
what?
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm
You know
going
what,
to
I'm
investigate.
going to hide.
Okay, you hide.
do that.
Roll me stealth.
Oh no, I rolled a rubbish stuff. Oh,
I want to
Oh.
investigate.
15.
15. Okay, you consider yourself hidden, maybe.
Yeah. I'm basically hiding behind Ayla.
Okay. Oh well. Fair enough. Ayla, you begin to creep in further. You want to investigate further. It's very dark in here. So, what would you like to do? It's dark to the point where it's obviously your dark vision. It kind of it's all shades of black and white. So obviously with dark vision, it's not all clear color. So it's shades of black and white in here. So your dark vision works to a point.
Completely normal.
You're looking up into the darkness, and as you look up from where this drop came down, you notice that the ceiling begins to move slightly.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
We should go.
What are you doing, Ayla?
How much of the ceiling is moving? What proportion? How big is the
Does
movement?
not
The
matter how
movement,
much
it's
of
almost
moving.
like the
Go.
ceiling. The ceiling is there's
Moving.
constant movement, almost like slight movements here and there. It's all black though.
Can I light a torch?
Oh God.
You light a torch. Okay, you pull a torch out of your pack and you light a torch, and you hold it
I
up.
follow you.
Yep.
You hold up the torch, and
Yeah.
as you do this, you notice lots of little red eyes open up. They all
Okay,
turn
that-
and look towards you,
No.
and a swarm of bats bursts down from the ceiling, begins to hurtle towards you. What would you like to do?
I raise
Run.
my shield to protect Sal and I, and I try and encourage us both to hide beneath the shield.
Okay, you raise your shield and you sort of drop the torch and raise your shield. This swarm of bats comes down. Some of them hit towards the hit against your shield, whilst the others just kind of fly off. You guys who were all making camp and just saw Sal and Ayla disappear off towards this cave, notice like a black swarm of bats fly out of this cave, and a little yelp from Sal.
Raljin, who's currently
Did not
trying to
mean
get a
to
fire
make that
going.
sound.
Raljin, who's currently trying to get a fire going. I look up and I go, "You okay in there?"
Yeah.
Good.
I'm assuming like Sal, on seeing that the shield was available, has kind of dived into the kind of nook of between the shield and Alar. So it's basically like squished in, and it's just like huddled. This
So
is cozy.
after a time, the bats eventually disperse and the cave becomes quiet. Upon the further investigation and looking around, there is nothing else within this cave that could be perceived as a danger. It would actually make a pretty good place to spend the night if you really wanted to, if you didn't have the caravan. The gap that you came in would actually fit the caravan if you wanted it to get in there as well. So that's entirely up to you. The sky does begin to darken, and eventually the rain stops, the drizzle stops, and the clouds disperse, and the stars begin to twinkle in the sky. As they do, your caravan begins to fade from its place. It just fades and becomes invisible.
Bill,
Yes.
although there are no threats there, I would like to search for any interesting items. Is there any left behind by anybody, like anything of value or anything of significance?
Give me one more investigation check if you would like.
Okay, it's 14, and I got 1, I believe, in investigation, so that's 15.
15. Okay, no items per se.
But lots of bat poop.
But lots of guano.
Yeah.
So this cave is rich with guano. Anyone that would like it for fire spells, it's absolutely just teeming with it. Another thing you do find actually are some what appear to be rudimentary cave drawings in here, but not ancient cave drawings. Probably more done by children that have been playing in the area once upon a time, or something that they're just sort of etched in. There's pictures of the tower of Westera, almost like those been drawing pictures of home. And actually, from this point, if you actually climbed up to the top of the waterfall and looked over, this is actually the view that you can actually see. You also see pictures of bats as well, with like really sharp fangs and like real scary looking bats, but like kids have drawn them. But nothing else really of nothing of value here. It's probably a place where children come and play, or did.
Sal is gonna just carve something into the wall in Undercommon.
What did you carve in Undercommon?
Oh, does anyone else read Undercommon?
Yes, but I'm not there.
Does Ayla read Undercommon?
Yes.
Oh, it says Killis is a poopy butt.
Killis?
I read this and laugh.
Just...
Poopy butt, eh?
Sal assumed that Ayla couldn't speak Undercommon, and is like, yes.
Common, Elvish, and Undercommon.
Oh. So, Ayla, I guess, it's a bit, unnerving, finding all this stuff out today, right?
Yeah, very unnerving.
Yeah, so, it's, just so you know, it's alright to be scared if you are scared.
No, not scared,
No.
just intrigued.
Okay, you're not scared either. Good. Good.
You've said good an awful
Oh, I was just...
high amount of times there. You're not nervous,
Oh.
are you?
Me?
And that's sort of a nervous laugh.
No, I'm not nervous. No. Why would I be nervous? We're only going to potentially fight 8 more of whatever that thing was in the city that you all seem to be completely fine with. But what the hell was it?
Right. Can I roll perception? Because in character, I know that she's they are extremely nervous, but I'm not sure whether Ayla would.
Okay, give me an insight check then.
Yeah,
This is the worst person to admit this.
Oh, it's a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Sal's fine. They're good. They said they were good. They're good.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, absolutely.
Good.
I'm just gonna put my arm around them and just sort of like pat on the back. Yes, we're all fine. We're all brave.
We're all brave. We're all brave.
I can't believe it.
Playing right into your character.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
You know what? I'm gonna go back to the cart and sit underneath it. Think brave things. Good talk, Ayla. Good talk.
No problem, Gonzala.
Us two, brave.
Absolutely.
Brave.
We are the brave party, after all,
Yes.
adventurers.
The brave silver wolves.
Mhm.
So, as all this is going on, and you're in the cave, Raljin, you've managed to start a fire, and it's made a lot easier by the fact that the rain stopped. And you notice that the caravan is beginning to becoming visible, sort of fading out. Yanni,
Just before you do anything else, I prop the door open just a crack so I can see like inside, so I know where it is when it disappears.
That's a good idea.
Just so I don't get locked out.
It's just all of us just feeling for it and just like calling for Griggs to wake up and let us in.
Every magical item has to have a downside. And this one, the fact that it becomes invisible but you can't see it when you're looking for it. It's fun. Is there anything else you're particularly doing after whilst you're doing that?
I'm going to prepare a simple stew for dinner because we're on road rations again. So
Yes, you are. Yes. Lynx and Nyx are both in the cart with Grinks. Lynx is sort of like just fast asleep, purring away, sort of like on Grinks's sort of like, like in the bit where in between the legs when you fall asleep, stop there. And Nyx sort of comes in and sort of like titters across the chair, across the side, goes over to Grinks' head and starts pecking on your head. You hear a male voice and say, "Wake up! Come on, wake up! Wake up, Grinks!"
What? Do you know how early it is?
It's late. Wake up, Grinks.
I'm looking. Actually, was anybody else in earshot of that? Because if that's the voice I think it is, it may have relevance.
Just tell me. Hang on, 1 second, because I'll just double check your male voices. You give me a lot of stuff. Hang on. Just message me who you think it. Just message me who you think it is. Quickly. And then I'll tell you who it is. Oh, I'll tell you if you're wrong.
On this.
On Discord.
No, Discord.
Pardon?
What?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, depending on how loud that was and how close Raljim was.
The camp would be pretty close to the caravan.
Yeah, you hear a male voice coming out of the caravan telling Grinch to wake up. Sounds a lot like your uncle.
Huh?
Oh.
Okay. The stew will be all right for a minute. I poke my head in to see who's there because I know my uncle's not with us. So whose voice was that?
You poke your head in, and the only person you see in there is Grinks, who seems to be bothered by his bird that's sort of like perched looking at him, and and Lynx is still fast asleep, sort of in between Grinks' legs. Whereas Grinks is sort of getting up, he's kind of sitting up at this point, looking annoyed at his bird.
Was that her?
What? I don't know, maybe.
Can if I asked her to say it again, will she say it again?
You can ask.
Nix, was it?
Nix, the shadowy raven,
Yeah.
turns and looks at you, and you see that the head kind of moving side to side. There's no features, really. It's all sort of like shadow. It's all like, as Grinks has explained before, it's more of what he thought a blackbird or a raven would look like. So it's quite weird to look at, but it kind of looks in your direction.
Well, could you say that again, please?
Wake up. Grinks, wake up.
Why does your raven sound like my uncle Gaijin?
Uncle Gaijin? What?
Your raven, it sounds just like my uncle.
Yeah, didn't he die somewhere?
No, he was lost for a little while, but he made his way back home. He's fine. How do you know that?
I knew a guy.
Well,
I'm gonna roll for that.
have you actually woken up and processed what I've just said?
No, I'm in the process of waking up and I don't know what I'm saying as I am blasted. And it tracks, nat 1.
No. Yeah. I knew a guy. He's very unconvincing. He's backtracking a little bit, but very, very unconvincing.
Okay, no, you know way too much about my family. I mean, either you're from Neilun, which I know you're not, or you was with us before the journey, before the migration.
You call it migration, I call it exile. Tomatoes. Nix, what did you want? And I'm just going to look at the bird, and it's kind of like a psychic communication, so if there was something pressing, she'd probably tell me. Or show me.
Yeah. Nix just kind of looks at you, or turns back to you, should I say, tilts the head. You hear, "Food's ready," in your head, and then she just flies out the window.
You woke me up.
I like this word.
I'm doing a stew.
I enjoy. I'm having yak's milk.
Oh, all right. I mean, by the way, I don't know how it tastes. If Phil's going to make me roll for how good I do it, but it smells really good.
Yeah, it does. It smells good.
Like it's, you'll know this better than me. But when you've been drinking and you wake up the next morning and you can just smell breakfast and you're just like, oh my god, that's amazing, before you've even tasted it.
How long have I been out, Phil? Because I literally went to sleep before we even left.
Yeah, a few hours. It's been a few hours. It's very dark now.
Would it have been 4?
Yeah, 4 hours. I'll say 4 hours.
Yeah, but I don't use that feature.
Oh. Well, okay, cool.
Bad shit happens when I do.
Oh, ooh, I did not know that. Interesting.
So yeah, it's been about 4 hours, but yeah, you've not long rested. You're grumpy and yeah, on edge. But the food smells really good. In fact,
I'll try and untangle myself from Link.
Lynx, as you begin to move and separate your legs, taking away the bed that you've made for Lynx, she then sort of like turns and kind of stretches and sort of like does that thing where cats stretch, where their arms go right, the forelegs go right out and the backside goes right up into the air and sort of like whips her tail out.
That is known in cat circles as the big stretch.
The big stretch. She does the big stretch. And she kind of goes, good morning.
No, it's evening, but supper.
Oh. She just jumps down and leaves the cart and goes to sit by the fire with where the stew's cooking. Jan, you are sort of like I'm assuming you'll have been sat reading, but would you like to tell me anything that you'd be doing at this point?
No, looking at the maps and trying to recall any previous readings or hearings of things that have gone on in this area, just to predominantly affecting our safety while we rest.
Okay. I mean, the biggest thing that you'd know right now would be the fact that you've had a lot of unpredictable battles that have come as a result of the Gaia Moran incursion on the kingdom. Everything seems really quiet around here at the moment. You do notice, actually, as you're sitting and reading and things like that, and sort of like outside of the carts, you do notice that the amount of caravans that have been going across the bridge further southwards towards Sharnwick have begun to sort of dissipate and trickle a little bit more now, and there's not many going, and you can see that possibly most of the people have been evacuated. In the distance, although you'd have to actually deliberately look, because you'd have to sort of look over a few rocks to see in the distance, the town of Westera is still orange in the distance, sort of leading to believe that there's still fires and things going on there, and that things have not calmed down. But you are at the moment of a safe enough distance that you are nowhere sort of near the fighting. You can probably gather that most of the Gaia Moran's forces and concentration and the focus is put onto taking Westera at the moment, and with Kai's resilience and not wanting to back down, it's making it very difficult for them. So that's probably why you're quite safe at the moment.
Do we know what they have to gain by this, by the way? Is it glaringly obvious, or is there more intrigue to it? Any rumours or anything that we may have heard in passing?
If you'd like to do, you can do a straight up history check if you like, intelligence history check, to see if you can try and think of anything that might be that might make make this situation interesting, or why you might think that they're taking this?
That's 22.
22. From what you know about the town of Westera, it is the westernmost point of the kingdom, which means that it was the last place that the kingdom took before sort of like peace was. Sorry, I say peace in quotation marks. Peace was made between the druidic people and the settlers of the kingdom of Anera. So ultimately, it's been one of the places that the druids would probably want to take back first in a way of, sort of like pushing their way back into the kingdom. From your books, Mats, and your reading, you do know that Westera itself was one of these places that was taken by the kingdom, and there was a final push for Westera because there was something very valuable there that the king at the time really wanted. And it wasn't to do with... it wasn't items or... so like usually when the kingdom pushed into certain areas, it was for a resource, magical minerals or specific wealth, or other things like that, or spiritual ground sometimes. But for here, it was to do with people that were born there. There was a high concentration of people born with magical blood and people that were born with natural magical abilities within this particular area, which is one of the reasons why the kingdom wanted it. You'll have known that when studying at the Incantus University, you'll have got specific cohorts of students that came to the university known as the Westerans, which was basically the nickname given to these people that came from the Westera. It's quite obvious really, but they came and they were sort of like natural bloods, ones that didn't have to study to have their magical abilities. They just seemed to be born with it.
So sorcerers as opposed to wizards.
Exactly, yes. And it seems to be a high concentration of those sorts of people born with natural magical abilities in this area, and that's one of the reasons why the kingdom wanted it as their final push, and they got it before peace was made.
Interesting.
That's one of that's sort of like one of the reasons why you might think that this might be quite important to the druids or the Gaimaran. See, the thing about magical abilities is it all depends on how you use it. Sorcery. Whether you have your sort of like a draconic bloodline, which is a lot rarer, or just magic in your blood. It depends on whether you use it for the good of nature or whether you use it for the good of, the kingdom, I guess. But yes, that's one of the main reasons why Westera itself was very sought after, or the area of where Westera was built, around the Emerald Peaks.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Okay, right. Okay, so, is there anything anyone else is doing at this point? As the that darkness begins to get late, some of you, I'm guessing that Sal and Ayla didn't stick around too long within the cave, and have headed back.
So what I'm doing is, before I head back out of the cave, I'm going to collect as much guano as I can, and I'm going to take it back because I know Jan's going to want it because it's going to help him with his fire spells and things like that. He's quite magical, so he might make use of it.
Okay.
Oh,
so
I left long before he started picking up guano.
I've got loads of it.
I left as he started picking up guano, because he was picking up guano.
As much of it.
You're just in there, and Sal just sort of gets down his knees and goes, "Ooh, bat poop."
Okay. Well, I'm going to go and help make stew.
I'll be there shortly. I'm just
Okay, I'm leaving.
Okay, what I'd like,
gathering this
what I'd
valuable
like-
resource for
what I'd
our
like
colleague.
you then to do is I'd like you to give me a nature check on collecting on how much guano you manage to collect, and how much of it is guano and how much of it is just sedimentary rock.
Okay. It's a 3, but I get to +1.
Okay. So you gather up, you sort of scooping this stuff and sort of putting it into empty bottles, and you sort of you've got. I'll say how long you gonna dedicate to this?
Oh, as long as I can.
Okay. So the smell of you continue going until eventually the smell of stew reaches the cave, and you know that food must be ready soon. So you gather up, you cork up all the bottles of guana that you've got, and you head back to camp. As you get there, you approach with. I'm going to say you've got six vials of guano, so six lots of guano. So 6, yeah.
When
There's lots of
he
uses of it, but
gets
6
back-
bottles of it.
When he gets back, covered in muck,
Yeah.
I'd go, wash up.
Oh dear. So yeah, who are you giving the bat poop to?
Well, I'm gonna go up to Jan and say, "This is for you, my friend. I hear that it's very useful for burning and creating light
Jan
and
reaches
flame."
out
And I'm just gonna hand it to him.
So Jan reaches out and takes that.
Okay.
What is it in vials?
It's in
Yeah.
like glass, empty potion bottles, basically.
See, gives a very grateful look, but is obviously a little bit unsettled. He's never seen it in its natural form before. It's usually been refined. He's very grateful, but trying not to look disgusted.
You actually
And
take
very-
it, and he hasn't told you exactly what it is yet, so you kind of take it and you look at it. Just give me, give me a nature check yourself.
It's a 6 plus
Hey.
1 is
No,
7.
this is for Jan.
Oh, thank
Okay.
God.
10 total.
10 total. You look at it, and he mentioned that it's it's for fire and stuff like that, and so you kind of assume that he's talking about bat poop or guano. However, when you look into it, it's mostly sort of like dirt and pebbles mixed in with sort of like little bits of what you can probably question, like bat pellets in there.
So I'm very, very quickly going to cast, as discreetly as possible, cast minor image and make it look like my own face is really happy and grateful for the gift while recoiling really at it. And just say, this is very considerate. This will save me hours of gathering rocks and bits of twigs.
I love it.
You are welcome. I saw the bat poop and I thought of you.
I'm flattered as always, Ayla.
Oh dear, I love it. So you probably, I mean, if you, Jan, if you wanted to spend time like separating the bat guano from the dirt, you will probably have enough for a vial of it. However, there is still a cave full of it if you do want more. So.
Oh, tempting, eh?
Yeah.
Incredibly so.
Oh dear. So, eventually the evening sort of like gets on, and you all enjoy stew. Nix actually comes and sits on your shoulder, Grinks, and just sort of like just kind of looks down at the food and then kind of nods at you.
I'll feed her, and I'm just going to be glaring dagger. I'm going to be very grumpy.
Oh.
As you're eating, you notice there's almost like the Nix kind of headbutts you and kind of strokes against you, almost like there, keep going, get it down your neck.
This isn't the first time this has happened.
Oh dear. So, is there anything anyone wanted to do before sleep?
Yeah, I mean, out of character, I'm wondering how long it'll take for Grinks to wake up enough to realize that I said his dad's still alive. But no, as I'm just trying to remember, we did have a conversation either last time or the time before about Monolari still being there. I mean, I was
no.
told.
It was
I wasn't
Because-
told?
I believe Grinks kind of started the conversation and then it derailed a little, and then Sal said they would talk to you about it. So you can, if you want to.
Yeah,
yeah.
You sort of started going off on wanting to, you needed to contact your mother and everything like that, or that you were going along those lines.
Yes.
So you were in a bit of a panic state, but then things happened and you needed to get out of Dodge. So
Yes. Sal.
Yes.
So this thing that before the fight that you and Grinks were talking about. This.
Yes. Monolari.
Yeah. I that drowned, that sunk. It was underwater. No.
No. We did have the drowning. Damask sent a curse to flood us, but some of the elders of the noble houses did a ritual and stopped it from happening.
I'm just going to interject there. Stopped most of it from happening.
Oh, but yes.
Yeah.
We lost some of the upper layers. We lost a few people, but the whole city wasn't destroyed. We had to move some things about. I mean, it was pretty rough for a while, but got better.
And I mean the drowning wasn't natural then. It was someone caused it. It wasn't a cave in. It wasn't a.
No, it was an act of war.
By who?
Damask. The city of Damask.
Do you know what Damask is, Rajan?
I'd have probably passing familiarity with it.
Well, actually, you might know more about it than you think if you want to give a history check. Because
Okay.
I think Rajan would know because he's studied.
This is true. History check. History wise, history. Oh, it's under intelligence. Oh no. 13.
13. You know of a place that was once called Damask. So Damask was once an elven city, which was on the border of. From what you kind of remember, it used to be an elven city on the border of the Infinity Ridge, just near the Ouroboros Desert. It's no longer there because it was destroyed I think about 60 years ago. When you can't remember how. That's about as far as your studies go. But you know that the destruction of Damask sort of coincided with the destruction of Monolari and Arangoth. So you know that there was a link there, and you know that there was definitely no love lost between the two civilizations. That's about as much as you know.
Damask is gone now.
Oh, I'd heard that something happened to it. We have this tale of a monster avenging us and then wandering into the desert. But I think it might just be a story.
Well, I mean, Monolari drowning was allegedly real. and that turned out to just be a story. I my mother used to tell me tales of Monolari. It was not a nice place.
No, it wasn't. It was. It is a complicated city. I wouldn't say that everyone there is bad, but not everyone there is good.
I mean, I think that's true of
It's
anywhere.
very
really.
different from Ashenoke.
You know, we've been very lucky. Now,
What else do you want to know? So, people from Monolari attacked your family, right? That's where that scar of yours came from.
I sort of like subconsciously rub my shoulder where the wound is.
I saw it when you were talking to Grinks. Apologies.
No, it's fine. Yeah, my family and I, we have two homes, Ashenoke and Neilun. And we were traveling by caravan to Neilun when we were in the Underdark by this point. And we got jumped by assassins in traditional Drow gear. They slit my mother's throat, and they tried to kill. I don't know if they were going for me or my sister, but they attacked us, and I took the blade.
Did you? Maybe this is the wrong question, but did you see which house they belonged to?
I'm good. I guess it'll be a history check to see if I remember anything about them.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you, dice gods, for blessing me today. Nat 20.
Oh, okay. It was all very dark when it all happened, and it was meant to be that way. The whole point was it was an assassination attempt, and it was, it obviously didn't go right. But and a lot of it sort of like, flashed before your eyes, and as a kid it was all very scary. But one thing that did catch your eye, even though that these drow were dressed up in sort of like full full body outfits, I guess, which covered most of them. You know that they were drow because of they had grey skin. And it's very distinct within the eyes. The only thing that would give anything away, and that you'll have got you'd have got assumptions from your mum probably would have had these assumptions, but never really voiced them to you, because why would she?
Poor choice of words, but okay.
So what? Well, you know what I mean. Like tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. But I'm trying to think about how to word this. So it's not. Imagine it was a natural 20. When the whole thing was going on, there was a flash of one of the attackers' masks being pulled off, and they quickly grabbed it and managed to cover themselves back over really quickly. But you did get a glance at the colour of their hair. Not all of their hair was this colour, because these are hired by this particular family, and not part of it. But there was a red streak in their hair.
Yeah. I didn't see any markings, any sigils, anything on the clothing that might give them away, because, well, assassins. But they did. One of them had some red in his hair. and it looked kind of the same red as Grinx's.
Green Shark only sat around the fire as well. Probably listening to this conversation.
Oh yeah.
House Dracan enjoy dyeing their hair. I myself think it looks a bit ridiculous, but not up to me. And that's pointedly at Grinx to try and cheer him up. But I'm not very good at making jokes. Yes, that was House Dracan.
They were, they are, I guess I should say, pretty powerful, right?
They're one of the two most powerful families in Monolari.
You
They
seem... Sorry.
They were pretty prolific during the Civil War, making sure that some of the other houses weren't as big as them anymore. I didn't think that they went to the surface as much as they used to. But if you
Well-
were in the Underdark, then I guess
We were technically in the Underdark, yeah.
why would they want to target your family specifically?
Do you know the family name Arateeth?
You can give a history check if you like, Sal.
Yes. I mean,
I know you know, but...
I know. Yeah, I know. But that's not bad. Well, history. That's not great. 10.
10. Not so much. It's a name that you may have maybe heard, but you know nothing about. Nothing about, except for the fact that you've heard it since meeting Raljin.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing out of character, some of the names of certain families that I interacted with in my line of work, I didn't bother remembering.
Probably not.
Um,
All you'll know is that Arateeth definitely would not have been one of the ones that you'll have had dealings with.
no.
If you'll have had dealings with Arateeth, you might have remembered it more, but you yourself
Yeah.
will not have been sent
No.
on any missions against the Arateeth family.
Did you? You're one of the families that left
Yeah, we...
before the drowning, or
well, not exactly. We basically rediscovered Lolth's daughter, Alestray.
oh god, you're part of that moon cult.
No, she...
They made the moon cult. I'll just Piper.
Oh no, wait. Oh, okay. So that's why I haven't heard of you, because you left during that whole thing. That makes sense. Oh, yeah.
You see, the Arateeth family was actually quite prolific within the Arangoth city, because it was handed over. It was the first peaceful handover of power within Drow society in ever, from the Zoralin family to the Arateeth family. However brief it was, obviously until things happened and the drowning happened and Arangoth was destroyed along with, well, destroyed. People on the stream can say destroyed along with Monolari. From your knowledge, Sal, Arangoth is actually now ruled more by the Descartes family. They've kind of taken that as their own, and the Decan family are now more powerful within Monolari. So it's kind of spread out a little bit more. It just means
Yeah.
that their dealings sort of happen across. But yeah, everything, the name of Arateeth was more prolific within the Rangoth, but you wouldn't have had any.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
really.
You never worked there.
Well, I did, but a lot later.
Yes, a lot
I spent
later.
a lot of time there.
Yes, in Rangoth afterwards. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
look, it's she's not what they tell you. The traditionalists would have you believe that Alistree is trying to lead you astray.
Mm.
But she's not. Our history, Drow history, is one of blood and war, and Alistree is just trying to change that and save us from it.
One thing you'll have
So-
noticed, Sal, whilst you were in Rangoth, was the Descartes the Descartes family, when they moved in. The temples of Alistree were one of the first things to be torn down.
Oh yes, there were a lot of statues in Uragoth. They'd been defaced. Of the Moon Witch. Sorry. What do you call her?
Alistree,
Alistrea.
or Lady Silverhair, or the Dark Lady.
I'm not calling her any of those. I'm not religious. They kind of told us which gods to believe in, and I sort of worshipped them because it was kind of, what you did. So I don't have anything against your Alistree, but it's kind of ingrained to be a little. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, after the drowning, we did some rebuilding, renovations, and then the Civil War happened, and then some other stuff happened, and then I left.
It's quite a lot to take in. So,
As far as I know, I don't think. I mean, how long ago did they attack you?
the ones that attacked me,
Yeah.
about 10 years, 11 years ago.
Oh, that's not as long ago as I hoped it would be. Well, I'd like to say that at this point they'll have moved on.
Yeah, but
Dracana, it depends. There's different facets of the family. Different members of the family have different outlooks. There are those who are more stubborn than others.
anyway,
I'd like to think that at this point you're probably safe, but that would be actually a huge lie.
Yeah, I figured. I should be clear. It wasn't a single attack. The first attack, cost my mother her voice. The second attack came a few years later and left me with this.
So, I asked Griggs the same question. Did you think that they were just some small group? Like, did it... This sounds harsh, but did it not occur to your mother that the source of her troubles was still there?
She didn't really talk about it with us. We were children.
Fair. I mean, yeah, I guess you wouldn't have even have killed anyone yet.
I don't think so. But I mean, I may have kind of stabbed the guy who stabbed me.
Oh, well, that's impressive. I didn't kill anyone until I was 12. That's really good.
I mean, it was in the leg.
Oh, well, maybe he bled out.
You just see Ralshin kind of pale a little bit at the thought of being that young and taking a life.
No, it's good. It's a good thing, isn't it? Why aren't you smiling?
That's not really how surface folk see.
Oh,
Killing.
sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
Again, like I said, it's ingrained. I'm learning. I'm
It's-
learning.
It's fine. But
Olist always told me that sort of stuff was bad, and I was just like, yeah, okay, murder's bad, whatever.
who did?
Olist, my friend.
Oh,
She was the one who sent me to the Feywild.
and she's your friend.
Yes. Well, yes, my friend. She looked after me in a tough time, and I don't know why she sent me away, but just for precaution, maybe.
Maybe she wanted something better for you.
Join the Moon Maiden.
Sounds a little caught off guard by that, and they don't really know how to reply.
I'm sorry if this got a bit heavy.
Heavy?
Sorry, it's a tenor phrase.
No, I mean, it's not. It's fine. I apologize for not telling you sooner. Again, it's old habits die hard.
Fine.
I'm so used to what Griggs told you about the murder squad. He so eloquently put it. A lot of. I was probably about your age when I was conscripted, and it's a long time ago. So I had quite a few years of being told a certain way to think, and I've not had as many years as you or Grinks to unlearn that.
Well, to be fair, in a different crowd, I could have been saying the same thing to you, and I cast a sideways glance at Grinks and just say, "You've been a lot more forthcoming than some people."
Don't be upset about not being told sooner, because it's tough. It's not. You see the city as something bad. It was our home.
I don't see it as something bad. I see it as something, like you said, something that I've been taught to think a certain way.
Funny thing is, actually, if after all of this is finished, after we've done whatever it is we need to do about everything up here, I had this notion that maybe
I could find Olist and bring her to Ashenhook. I think
Yeah.
she's old. She's starting to lose her marbles a little bit, but it would be nice for her to live out the rest of her days somewhere peaceful. I think she would get on with with Elistrai.
I
I
think
think
so
she'd
too.
like it. I don't know, something to think about. I don't really want to go back to Monolari, so it's kind of a pipe dream. I don't really have a choice. Anyway, I can't go back.
Well, we can make this happen. We're adventurers. We can make anything happen if we try.
But hopefully it's not gonna distract us from our current
Yeah.
mission. Nothing up here has changed.
No.
We still have, well, not that I want to change the subject, but what the hell are we doing?
Well, apparently we're going to simultaneously thin out an invasion force and find Yarn's magical doohickey.
Oh, yes, I've been meaning to ask, Jan, sorry for bogging you down with my stuff. But, do you think it's strange that all of these possible things that we might have to fight are all leading towards where you need to go?
It's merely a coincidence. The thing I'm looking for isn't even real. It's academia. It's academia.
Wait. Whoa. So wait, the thing that you're looking for isn't even real, but we are still heading past a dozen giants and maybe a beholder to go and find it.
I think the answer to all these questions will be a political one.
Why is everyone so scared of Monolari when we're heading? Okay, is no one else freaking out about the giant?
I mean, I've already kind of fought like
A
3
giant would be
dragons.
good to kill. I could put it on my shield.
Yeah, and Alar and I have survived 3 dragons.
Yeah.
So that's just normal up here?
What, dragons? No, not particularly.
Up to my old friend Garoth. That. He thinks he could.
Yeah, he thinks he killed one.
Killed them all. Kept telling everyone about it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, you know, it's fine. It's fine. More stew?
Yeah, if you want, I'll dish up some more.
Yes. You know what? Before we have another, I'm just gonna pop in. I'm just gonna pop. You know, go to the little gentlest child's room and in the woods. Sal is gonna get up and wander away into the woods.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Sal is
look at
gonna.
Nyx and look at Sal. So Nyx will be following high in the tree line.
Cool.
Okay.
Sal is literally just going to go out of earshot of the camp and then find a hedge and scream into it.
I just like the idea of Sal walking away and then we just hear...
Earshot.
Out of earshot.
Yeah.
Out of earshot. Just, you know how someone like would just grab a pillow and like scream into a pillow? Just basically doing that into some leaves.
Oh dear. Everyone else, as whilst you're sort of sitting around, can you give me actually what's passive perception?
Passive perception is 15.
Okay, you'll hear it. You hear what appears to be a slow singing.
Oh, sorry, 16.
You hear what appears to be almost like a slow singing coming from the waterfall area. It's a real, like a droning kind of singing coming from there. It's hard to make out because it's coming from behind the water, or within the water. But you can definitely hear something. It's kind of like a low tone, and it's it sounds happy. If that's the best spin I can put on it.
Don't have any fight left in us.
And the singing carries on
Happy.
for a little while.
What passive perception do you need to spot that?
Anything more than a 10.
I
I'm gonna
don't
start.
spot it.
Ayla just assumes that one of the others is humming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up. I'm still really banged up. Could I have used my hit dice in that time?
Yeah, you could have
with
done.
the
Yeah,
forehand.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just quickly do that now. 1 second. So that'll be that. Oh wow, that is shockingly bad. Fine. And my 3d8s. I got 21 health back. I'm gonna just still be clutching my ribs, and I'm just gonna go and head in that direction.
Okay. So you start walking towards the waterfall. As you get closer, there's no light within there, but as the moonlight kind of shines down on the waterfall and sort of like casts some sort of light, you do notice there is a silhouette within the waterfall, quite a bulky figure, almost quite round. They've kind of got their hands that you can see what appear to be like hands in the air, almost like waving around a little bit. And there's the sound of the singing, kind of getting a little bit louder as you get a little bit closer. It's almost like I'm singing out in the rain.
And I don't know what language.
It's in common, and it sounds really cheery. Whoever's singing sounds like they're having a really good time. If you'd like to get any closer, I would have to ask you to roll stealth.
Okay. 17 plus 4, so 21.
Okay. You get even closer, and this particular person, I guess, has not noticed you getting any closer. And as you sort of like creep around the side of the waterfall, you notice within the water, sort of like stood on the edge, there's kind of like a ledge that goes into the waterfall. And he's male voice, so you can say he. In fact, they're butt naked, so you can definitely say he. Is sort of like they're rubbing their heads and their shell, because this is a Tortle person, and he is just cleaning himself up, and he seems to be having a shower. He's not noticed you at all. He kind of steps out and out of the shower, and he picks up a rag and starts to sort of pat himself down. He's not noticed you there at all.
I'm gonna give it a moment until he's at least covered his genitals.
Okay. He Tortles have genitals. What can I say? He definitely covers himself and starts to clothe himself again, actually, and he sort of puts his bottom half on, which is just appears to be a pair of like really comfy looking long like trousers, and he sticks on some sandals onto his feet.
I'll make sure I'm stood visibly, but to his back, and I'm just gonna cough gently.
Okay. As you cough gently, he kind of turns around, standing, and goes, "Whoa, dude! Whoa! Well, you're just gonna stand there and just watch me shower? That's like totally rude."
Waiting for you to finish, I was gonna say we've got a stew on if you wanted to join us.
I mean, did you want to go next, dude? There's plenty of water. Well, share and share alike. That's what I always say. I've been coming here for days. So it's great.
You know what? It's been that kind of day. I'm just gonna start peeling off my clothes.
Nice, dude. It's at least wait till I get out of eyeshot, unless you like that kind of thing, you know.
I'm not shy.
you peel off your clothes. It's like you want to use my soap?
Sure, I've not had a good soap in a while.
Okay, yeah, catch. And he throws he throws over this like a bar of soap over to you. Give me dexterity to catch it.
15.
15.
Not great.
You kind of fumbles a little bit, but you do manage to sort of catch it within your within your hands as you're running under the water. So he finds a rock and kind of brushes the towel that he's got and some of the guano off there, and he sits down and says, "Ugh, what brings you to my cave, dude?" I mean, it's not my cave. It's everybody's cave, but I like to come here to shower every now and then.
But we're just passing through. There's a bit of trouble in Westera. I'd avoid it if you can.
Oh, dude, I heard about that. No, bad business.
I'm going to get under the water. I'm going to use Mage Hand to grab the soap and start soaping my back.
Whoa, that's a nifty trick, dude. How'd you learn to do that?
Study with a few people. You pick up a thing or two.
Huh, cool. Could you teach me?
You have any ability with magic?
Nope, never used magic before, dude.
I can try. I'll tell you what, join me after this, and hopefully there'll be some stew left.
Okay. Like you, the only one here, dude, because if you left your stew, you might get some wild animals after. I once left a bar of I found it in one of the towns. It's called Chocolate. And I left it on a stone once, and then a raccoon came and got it.
I'm just gonna. No, there's a couple of us over there. We heard you singing, so I just thought.
Oh, you heard my voice, dude. That is what carries me. I like to go and I like to sing in taverns. I mean, they don't much like it much, but some of them throw things at me, and some of those things are edible.
Sweet, I'm somewhat of a performer myself.
Dude! Like, what do you play?
I did used to play a flute, but I lost it in the Feywild.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I got a spare if you want it.
That sounds amazing. I'll tell you what, we'll finish up here and I'll introduce you to the crew.
Oh, there's more of you. Oh, yeah, you did say that. So exactly how many out there are you?
3, 4?
Dude, that's quite a party. You got any alcohol?
Boy, do I ever.
Oh, now, you are my kind of people. What did you say they were?
Just up the way. I'll show you. I'm just going to finish up. I'll throw the soap back to him after I rinse it off and just throw the trousers on.
Dude.
And boots.
It feels nice and refreshing, doesn't it?
Really does. I didn't catch your name.
1 second. The name's Yip.
I'm Grink. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Grinks. Nice to meet you, dude. Grinks, dude. I like it. I like that name. It's cool.
I'll put the hat on and just start walking up the bank.
Okay. You head on back to camp, and you all notice as you're just finishing off your stew and everything like that after Grinks has disappeared, following the sound of the baritone voice, and he's walking back, and there's a giant Tortle,
shirtless, damp,
yeah,
slightly starting to wash out because the ink doesn't stay in there too long or die.
yeah, absolutely. He's looking clean. And yeah, there's a Tortle with him, topless, just pants on. He seems to be carrying a satchel. Probably the rest of his clothes are in there.
Same. I'm aware of how this looks.
As Yip comes sort of like walking up, he goes, "Dudes, now is this a party or what?"
I told you.
Nice. Hey, who made the stew? That smells bodacious, dude. He kind of goes over and sits down on a log that you've probably pulled, and it kind of creaks in a little bit under his weight, and he says, "You got a bowl, or can I just help myself?"
I'll grab a few bowls, and I'm going to make sure that Jan, Ayla, and Sal have all got bowls poured already. And Raljin, do you want any more?
I mean, I made it. Yeah.
Whoa! You're blue!
Yeah. So is he.
Whoa! You're blue!
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I'm
Green.
sorry, it was pretty dark in that cave. I couldn't really tell what color you were, but whoa! You're like a dark blue, and you're like a light blue.
What on earth is this thing, and where did you find it?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No need for the hostility, dude. The name's Yip, and he extends his great big sort of like hand towards you.
It's like, yes, delightful. I'm just looking at that and say delightful and reach for his hand.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's how you greet each other. You do the fist bump. I could do that. And he extends a fist.
Just gonna look with just absolute shock on my face as to why is this thing here?
Yip has been around this area and has been in caves. Figured he might know the lay of the land and be willing to share.
I don't think it's particularly wise to share our location with anyone, let alone these bumbling creatures. But
I feel like I feel like that's a little unfair, Jan. But yeah, do you live around here?
Oh, I live anywhere, dude. I live over there. I live over there. I could live here. I can live anywhere I want.
Okay.
I've traveled these parts for quite some time, though.
How long is quite some time?
Oh, maybe a couple of decades. I quite like it around here. The Emerald Peaks are quite nice.
I'm just going to be smirking while I'm ladling him a bowl.
Thanks, dude.
Oh,
this is really nice stew. Who made this?
You've got to try this. I'm going to go. I'll find my satchel and rummage for a skin of yak's milk,
Okay.
and I'm going to just hand him it.
He says, "Thanks, dude." Everyone else drinking?
No.
No? Cool. More for me. And he takes it, just downs the whole thing that you just gave him, the whole cup. He's like, whoa!
Lynx and I shuffle backwards, expecting spray.
That is most bodacious, dude. I love it. You got any more?
There's a few skins, yes.
Whoa! Can I have some?
Sure.
Thanks, dude. He's like, whoa! This is like the best party I've ever been to. You know, except for that one with the elves. Those guys knew how to party, if you know what I mean. Elves weed.
Elves? What, near here?
Oh yeah, there's totally loads of elves around here. Well, what I mean around here, I mean a little bit up north. Around where the first oasis is. You know, those oases, I can never say that word, are beautiful, and they have such lovely plants, if you know what I mean. You don't know what I mean, do you?
I have no idea.
I think I do.
I'm waiting for Sal to freak out when they get back.
Oh, if some time has passed, Sal would be coming back, and when they hear an extra voice, they are going to hide and observe from the undergrowth.
So yeah, you as you've come back, you've probably witnessed the last bit of what's been going on here, where he's been drinking the axe milk and everything like that. So you notice this big Tortle person sitting on the log, just probably next to Raljin.
All right, I'm just rolling stealth.
Okay.
19.
Okay, yeah, they've not noticed you.
Cool. I'm just gonna stay hidden, with my hand on my crossbow because I don't know who this is or what's
Okay.
going on.
Okay.
But apparently, I've been replaced.
So,
Well,
what brings you guys down to the Emerald Peaks?
Sightseeing. Was going to go and have a look at the oasis.
Oh, dude, the oasis is beautiful. Well, the first one is until stuff started happening and people started leaving. I don't know. I just got told to leave. There's all these druids came in, told people to evacuate, said there was something going on. So I thought, whatever. It's none of my business. I'm just a drifter. So I left. But you can
Okay.
go and visit the other ones if you want, dude. They're cool.
How many druids were there, out of interest?
Oh, loads of them, dude. They came through the trees. It was psychedelic, man. I thought it was the mushrooms I was taking, but then they started doing it again, and I was like, whoa.
Please try then.
So what's this about the plant she was telling me about? I don't get out much. You can tell I'm from the Underdark.
Oh, you're from the Underdark, dude? That's awesome. I mean, I'm not from the Underdark. I guess you could say that I'm from the Overdark, except sometimes it's light, so I guess you could call it the Overlight, except sometimes it's dark. So, I guess you could just call it the Over. Whoa.
Oh, gods.
Where are you guys? Where
Oh,
are
I
you?
love this. I love this guy. Love this guy, Phil. Guys, can we keep him?
Up to you.
I'm
Out of
thinking this guy
character.
could be the next
I love
team
him.
member, the next member of our gang.
Whoa, you guys are in a gang?
Yes, we are. We're
Whoa.
part of an adventuring group.
Well, what do they call you?
Well, that depends on when in our journey we've evolved our name.
We're going
Initially-
through a rebranding at the moment.
Yeah, initially we were the Slaughter Goths.
Whoa, the Slaughter Goths!
Yes.
Whoa, I've heard of you guys!
What, really?
Oh yeah, totally, you guys are badass!
Oh, I mean, well, you know.
I mean, you're a little bit mean sometimes, but, I think
Sorry.
sometimes people have got to be mean, to
Sorry.
get the point across, because
Wait, wait,
sometimes
wait,
people
wait.
just don't give you stuff if you're not mean.
Well,
What?
hold on. What do you mean we're mean? What have we done that's mean?
Oh, I mean, you guys are ruthless in the kingdom, you travel from town to town, walking in on your horses, and, well, at least that's what I heard. A lot of bards like to sing songs about you guys.
I mean, what kind of songs did they?
You know any of those songs?
I don't really know them. One of them was Run, Run, the Slaughter Goths are coming. I don't know the tune, though.
Do they mention
Yes,
about
clearly.
how we saved the kingdom from the dragon disease?
Oh, no, that's not you. I never heard of that. No, the Slaughter Goths. I mean, okay, maybe they had something to do with the dragon's disease? Something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was something to do with saving the kingdom or something like that. But then they got all mean. Was that you guys? There's a lot less orcs than I thought. I thought
there
you
was
guys.
one orc. Yeah, we
No.
had one orc, half
Half
orc.
orc.
Huh. Well, I guess that that some of the stories that I've heard must not be true then, because the Slaughter Goths are like this fierce band of orcs that come into towns and they take what they want and stuff. Maybe that's not you.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Yeah, that would have been Gareth's family members, maybe.
Who's Garoth, dude? I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, he was one of us. He was in half orc. But we. See, this is why I didn't like the name.
I mean, it's a pretty badass name if you ask me, dude. Strikes fear in
It's
the
the-
hearts of your enemies.
Yeah, but
It is a very naughty bottom name.
The
I do
Slaughter
agree.
Goths, Slaughter Goths. You see, it works.
Yeah,
Does whatever
no.
a slaughter does.
Yeah, Raljan, I do understand your dislike for the name. That's why we've changed it.
Oh, dude. What you call yourselves?
were the Silver Wolves.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Do you
Doesn't-
prefer the Slaughter Goths?
I mean, dude, it doesn't strike fear into the hearts of your enemies, but it sounds regal, dude.
Yeah, well, we're not bad guys. We're adventurers. We try and help people.
Yeah, but
Yes.
adventurers want to be badass, dude.
We're not really naughty bottom. We're more like helpful sort of people.
Well, that's noble, dude. I like that. You know,
Yeah, that's
I
more
try
like
to
it.
help people wherever I go. You know, I help them score the best mushrooms, and I help them get the best weed. You know, some people think that you can just go out into the woods and just pick whatever you want and digest it. It don't work like that. You could die, dude.
Yeah,
And
you
yet
can.
here you are.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have Do you have any mushrooms that have magical properties that we could maybe use in our
As soon as
quest?
Alas says that, I just stand up and go, and I'm out, and I head inside, head into the caravan, just like, no, I'm done.
No, sorry. Fresh out, dude. You know, tend not to try and keep them for too long because they spoil.
Yeah, I was just thinking in case, let's say we come across something and we want to use these mushrooms not on ourselves but on our enemy. Maybe get them to consume them, fall asleep, something like that. You know.
Oh, dude, if you can get someone to consume a mushroom, you can get them to do pretty much anything. I mean, if you get the brown ones with the red spots, oh, dude, that'll make someone go paranoid for days.
Yeah, that'd work.
It's
We could
that
slip
as
in a coffin.
as he says that, his eyes kind of shift from side to side. Days.
I probably wouldn't notice, to be honest.
But you know,
we could always test.
I mean, and I guess there's other mushrooms, but I always go for the purple ones. The purple ones are the best, but they're rare, dude. They're rare.
What do the purple ones do?
Oh, they send you into a psychedelic daze, dude. It's like alcohol on steroids, which is also on steroids, dude.
We need some of this stuff again, not for us, but to give to people who we want to subdue.
Wait.
distract them.
You want to become dealers, dude? Because
No,
you know that's
no,
illegal
no.
within the kingdom, dude. You could get
No,
caught
no.
and you could get arrested. You don't want
No,
those regal
no.
stars on your ass, dude,
You-
because you know they'll
no.
take you down, man.
No, we don't want to sell it. We don't want to gain any money from this. I'm just thinking, like, if we could put that in somebody's food, there's somebody we didn't like, then it would distract them and we could get past
Oh
them.
yeah,
I'm just
oh
thinking,
yes, that's totally a lot more above board than just selling it.
I thought it's just drug people.
I mean, dude,
Well,
you do what you
I'm
want, dude, as
talking
long as you're not doing it for any monetary gain, dude.
We're not the bad guys.
I'm talking about
Holy-
enemies here.
as you
Evil.
As you say that, Sal, as you say that, he looks and
Oh,
goes,
no, no, no,
"Holy,
no.
holy
That
gods,
wasn't- that
where
wasn't-
did you come
That
from?"
wasn't in character. That wasn't in character.
Oh,
That wasn't
okay.
in character.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm talking about evil things that are, sent to kill us. Like, hitting it with an axe isn't as morally isn't great either, is it?
Look, dude. Do you see mushrooms when you're walking around and stuff? Like anytime, dude? Like mushrooms? Yeah, if you see a mushroom on the ground, anything, you pick a mushroom, chances are that mushroom's gonna kill you. Or, make you sick or something. It's just about testing. Most of the people that test these mushrooms, they're dead. Dude.
So I'm going to hand him another yak skin.
Thanks, dude. He downs it.
Tell us about these oases then. I mean, my learned friend here, Jan, has got an interesting sightseeing for them. What can you tell him about them?
Oh, dude, they're magical places. It's like some people say, I mean, this is totally bodacious, that these oases used to be like footprints, dude. Like a mountain walked across the continents and left footprints, which turned into oases. And it's like, go on.
Jan is going to grit his teeth and try and pretend that he doesn't absolutely hate this thing. And sort of like become really overtly friendly with him, moving a little bit closer to him and going, "Oh really? So have you been to these?"
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've been to a few of them. Like the last one I went to, like I said, I was ushered out because these druids all came. But like the ones I went to before that, I mean, they were cool. It's like they've got little towns that, I say towns, they're more like villages dude, and they all like to have a good time. They're free, you know, and there's like magical stuff that happens there, dude. Like the fireflies are like the size of your head.
Can I?
Has,
Can I?
has anybody seen Hotel Transylvania?
No,
The
dude.
children's program. This guy is like the kid out of that.
What were you saying, Jan?
Can I do an insight check, see if I think this is genuine?
Yeah, go
Or
for it. Yeah,
very
yeah.
good
Give me an
at
insight check.
I don't think he's intelligent enough to be deceptive.
that? I got 9.
9. He seems to be coming across very, it's hard to read, but he seems to be coming across truthful.
Okay.
So, dude,
I
I
like
mean, if
him.
you
He
want,
seems
if
like a
you
nice
want to
guy.
visit the oases, then you'd have a great time. You just gotta watch out for the locals because sometimes they don't take kindly to strangers, dude.
Is there a way in that the locals don't know about?
I mean, I guess you could just walk in. But they're pretty free. They don't really have walls or anything. They just kind of live around the oasis, and they build their houses and they have little buildings that are so cool. And it's like if you took like a big city and then you shrunk it down, and then you made it slightly bigger and took away some of the houses, dude, and put them alongside an oasis, dude. It's like that.
Is he still drinking his yak skin?
Oh yeah, he's probably on his 3rd one by now.
I want to try and use sleight of hand to remove the yak skin from his hand and then give it back to him as if I'm giving him a new one. If he's drunk, and try to and make him look like I'm giving him things.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can. After he's probably got an empty yak skin in his hand right now, so go for a sleight of hand if you want.
That's 19.
19 is fine. You managed to remove the yak skin from his hand and give him a new one. Have you given him a full one?
No, I've given him his back that he's drinking.
I see. I see. He goes, "Oh, thanks, dude." And he drinks the last bits that's in the bottom. He's like, "Not much in it, but thanks." So, is there anything else that you wanted to know? I mean, they're pretty magical places, the oases. It's where the druids live. You don't get many of these human folk around there. It's more like the elves and the halflings and the dragonborn and other people, other folk like that.
What do you know of the druids?
Oh, dude, I used to be one of them. Oh, I say I used to be one of them. I tried to be one of them. They didn't much like me because, I don't know why. I think I'm I'm drunk. Pretty pleasant guy. They seem to live free, although they are in fear a lot of the time, because the humans keep trying to take their stuff, It's like, they're like, that's my stuff, and the humans are like, yeah, but we want your stuff, but that hasn't happened for quite some time anyway, but you still get the odd ones that come in, they try to bargain, they try to say, oh, we'll give you this, and you can give us that. I witnessed a lot of that stuff, dude.
Which stuff do the humans want?
Oh, like resources, like gold, and this that's like really rare stuff. They call it mithril, I think. The druids have a lot of that stuff, dude. It grows from the earth for them. It's like Melora's giving them stuff, and they're like, the druids can have all this stuff, but like the humans, they don't respect the earth, dude. They gotta show respect if they want stuff, But Melora, she gives to the people that respect things, dude.
Why would that manifest in golden mithril? And I turn to the rest of the party and ask if they've heard of any of this.
Well, I'm not there. As I said, I've gone in the caravan. I'm just like, no, that's enough.
Actually, as you walk away and enter the caravan, he looks up and goes, "Whoa! He totally disappeared, dude. Did you see that? Was he even here? Was the blue one here?"
Yeah. Yeah, he was
he
here.
does that.
He's magic, though.
Oh, I see. Like your magic. Okay. You're pointing over to Grinks. So, I mean, from what I know, it's just like, the humans, like, they're greedy, dude. They just want what they can't have all the time. I mean, and the druids are the natives, I guess, the tribes, because they're not all druids, dude. Because druids, they're like magical and stuff. Like, I wish I was. But like the tribes, they respect things. And, if you respect the land will give you all you want, dude. It's totally bodacious.
Okay, sorry. I just feel like this episode now has to be called Bill and Tortle's Excellent Adventure.
Hey!
Love it, dude. So, I can tell you everything you want about the oases, although I don't know any of their secrets, because, I was just passing through and they wouldn't tell me anything, dude. All I can see is what I've done with these 2 eyes. All I can tell you is what I've seen.
I think we've depleted him of all useful information now, aren't we? I'm just going to get up and leave.
Whoa, dude. Did I tell you that the oasis glows at night?
No?
Oh,
so you
yeah,
can see it in the dark from a distance?
Oh, yeah, dude. Those the actual the lakes, I guess you can call them. They illuminate, dude. Like a green color. It's like totally like luminescent.
Are they nearby?
Oh, the oases, you can if you climb up to the top of that peak there, you could probably see them.
How hard is it to climb this peak, Phil?
As you look at, as you sort of like look to the mountain, it looks fairly even until you get to a certain point where it looks like it's probably going to be quite steep, and it's quite dark as well at this point. It's getting on quite late. You're looking at probably about 10 or 11 in the evening. So it's it would be quite treacherous to do it right now. But you can certainly give it a go, and it would take you a while because you're not close to the top of the mount to the current peak. Probably looking at an hour's climb.
Thing is, if I want to see it, you'd have to see it in the night time because for it to glow, wouldn't you? So
I mean,
Yeah,
we are
absolutely.
going there.
okay.
We'll see it eventually.
I mean, the green glow, dude. It's totally bodacious. It's like the first time I saw it, along with the fireflies, they're like as big as your head. Like it looked like space, dude. Like the stars had come down and created a nebula right in front of me.
Phil,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
would I be able to see if I could get from where I am to the cart without being seen?
Give me. Yeah, you can try a stealth check if you like.
No, but I'm not going to attempt it if I don't know I could do it.
From where you are, you could probably you'd have a pretty good chance of doing it.
Alrighty. Oh yeah, I've got a.
Plus, he's
I'm
rolling with
fine.
disadvantage on any.
Yeah, I got 25.
Oh yeah, he rolled a 4. He does
Yeah.
not see you. You managed to get way across and into the cart.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the cart and then like look at Raljin, like look back out and just be like quietly like what, like doing a little like what happened.
I don't know.
You just hear from outside. Dudes, this has been such a good time. Do you mind if I bunk with you guys tonight?
Oh God.
I'll sleep. I'll sleep like over there. It looks like you haven't got a tent or anything up though. Sleeping free is like the best way. You know.
I will stay with you, Yip, and I've got a crate of yak's milk that needs to be drunk before the night's out.
Oh, dude! Like we're gonna have a headache in the morning, aren't we, dude?
If I don't, I'll be very disappointed. Now, you mentioned a flute.
Oh, the
That's
flute! Yeah, totally, dude. He goes into his rucksack, starts rummaging around, and pulls out like a flute that he's got. It's quite a nice flute, actually. It's like I got like one of these. It was like thrown at me once, and I was like, dude, I'm taking that. There you go. It's a wooden flute. Nothing too special about it. However, it's got like red decorations of like fire. Decorated up the side. It's a little cracked, but it looks like it's been sealed. So like it looks like Yip has actually attempted to fix it. It sounds good, dude. If you give it a go.
I'll give it a go.
What can you play, dude?
I'm just gonna try a little kind of I suppose the equivalent would be like a Celtic tune.
Okay.
But, I imagine that's kind of how Elvish music sounds.
Okay.
So, is it just straight performance?
Yeah, give me a performance check.
Okay, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20. It's pretty good. He goes, "Whoa, dude! You rock on that, man. Oh, can I join you? I play the percussion." And he pulls out, he gets the log that he's on and turns it upside down, and he starts tapping on it and tapping out a beat as you're playing your fluty tune. Let's roll together, see how we sound.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Go on, what did you roll?
23.
He rolled a 1. So he's way too drunk. So he pulls the log up, expecting it to sound great, and he's like bashing on it with his hands, and it's just there's no rhythm. There's no. He's not even going in time with you, and he starts like making weird noise, like oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. You drink, I'll play. And while we're doing this, just tell me all you can about the Oasis.
Okay, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure I told you everything I know, except about the flying things. You know, they ride around on giant dragonflies, dude. Those are cool. You know, I wanted to have a ride on one of the dragonflies once. They said no. I can't imagine why.
Huh. What, the druids ride around on those?
Oh, the tribal people, dude. You know, I told you they're not all druids because druids are like magic folks and stuff. But like the tribal people, you know, they'll learn how to ride on giant dragonflies, dude. It's really cool.
Well, I'm going to spend the rest of the night with him, and I'm just going to get wasted, and I'll fall asleep by the campfire with,
Okay.
I really need to go now because I've got some work to do.
That's
So,
okay.
everyone, and good night, everybody.
No problem. We'll
Yeah.
bring it to a close pretty soon anyway. But yeah, see you later, Jan. Thank you for joining us tonight, and hope next week I'll be more prepared.
No worries, it was fun. Bye,
All
everyone.
right. See you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, so you guys fall asleep. Unless anyone
Actually-
wants to do anything.
Yeah, Sal doesn't trust this guy. Sal would like to stay awake and watch this guy because Sal, being the paranoid little thing they are, is just sure that this guy is some sort of bad news in disguise. Because I'm sure I'm wrong, but Sal's probably going to lose his sleep just staring out of the car. Obvious assassin.
The obvious assassin.
Yeah,
with
I see his game.
with the time I've spent with Yip, can I do an insight check on him just to see if he's on the level or if he means us any harm?
You can give me an inside check, yeah.
It's a 19, 22, 23.
I
23.
also rolled and I got a 21.
Okay. He seems very on the level, does Yip. His clothes, his satchel, everything that you witness about him seems drifter. Like he doesn't stay in one place for too long. He, from looking at his satchel, no weaponry on him at all. And you've seen him start naked, Grinks, and no weaponry on him at all. The only thing that might be perceived as a weapon is the fact that he talks about mushrooms being deadly, but you also notice that he doesn't have any of those on his person either, or that you've seen. So he doesn't seem to have any nefarious plans or any nefarious personality traits.
Well, I'm going to stay with him until he's passed out and he's drunk all of the remaining yak's milk that I have. So I'm now down to the good stuff that Raljin got me in the can.
Okay.
I wouldn't have got overly drunk myself, just enough to make sure that when I sleep, bad shit doesn't happen.
Okay.
But I'll just carry on playing and the music will just go more kind of sorrowful, mournful. And I'm just going to look into the fire, contemplating the revelation that Raljin gave me.
Okay. As he's sort of falling asleep, he just the last thing he says is like, "Thanks for letting me sleep here, dude. You know, it's nice to have company every now and then."
You know what? I miss this, yeah.
And he falls off and he falls off to sleep and is snoring like a freight train.
I've shared a caravan with Brox. This is nothing new.
So, is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
Cover my head with a pillow and try and block out the noise.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
I would
I would
wind
like-
it down a bit. It wouldn't gone. I wouldn't be playing it as loud as
No,
I
no.
do.
He's snoring. I can hear it inside the caravan.
Yes, you can.
I would like to find the most secure part of. No, do I want to do that, or do I just want to go under the cart again? Yeah, I'm going to go under the cart.
Okay.
That would
You
be
go.
going outside where the snoring's louder.
Yeah. I would like to. Okay, no way. I'm going to make like a little nest of blankets and things,
Okay.
and literally like just before everyone goes to sleep, you just see these two little eyes peer out of the nest, and they just say, "If anyone looks at me during the night, I will stab them," and then they fall asleep.
Okay.
Lynx was about to walk over and join you, but when you say that, she turns around and
Yeah.
goes, nah.
Oh dear. And unless anyone else has anything that they want to do, we'll say that you guys go into fall asleep. How long are you going to stay awake for, Grinks, before you actually do go to sleep?
Well, I had about 4 hours beforehand, so I figure I probably only need about 4 or 5 hours. So
Yeah. So with that, I mean, you can have a proper rest with that.
yeah,
Um,
and I will leave standing instructions for Nix to keep an eye out when I finally go to sleep. But it's going to be a while yet.
Okay. So, as you do eventually begin to sort of drift off and go to sleep, Nix will sort of like come and sort of like perch on there's like a tree next to you and sort of perch on the lowest branch. And you hear a female voice come from Nix's mouth, I guess, beak, and just sort of say, "I'll keep watch. You get some rest." Raljin, are you asleep?
Not quite.
What's your passive perception?
16.
You hear your mother's voice outside.
Okay. Just as I'm about to doze off, I hear that. I open my eyes, think, the hell? I open the door to the caravan. I go, and I say, Grinks, who the fuck are you?
I'm asleep.
That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh.
So I know it's a little but yeah, I thought that'd be quite a nice way to end it. A nice RP heavy session there.
I love that.
Just to get a bit of yeah. But yeah.
I love that.
One thing
That was so much fun.
One thing you will notice actually, Raljin, and just from the beginning, when you heard Gaijin's voice, there was something slightly different about Gaijin's voice, but you can't quite put your finger on it. It was definitely your uncle's voice, but there was, it sounded a bit different, slightly different to how you remember it, or to how you know it. Probably because it was a younger Gaijin, perhaps. But, Anyway, but you don't know that, I guess. Because...
No.
But yes, anyway, time for us to call it crits there. And let me just check my diary to make sure that we are on next week. So the 15th. Yes, we are on next week. So, yeah, we are definitely on next week. And but then we're not on the 22nd. So we're on next week, but we're off the week after that.
Yeah, I can't do the 22nd either, so that's handy for me.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on next week, but not the week after. So yeah, for now it's time for us to call it crits, and we didn't even have a break this time, probably because it was a shorter session. But yes, and we'll see everyone next week. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. See you later.
Bye.